Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome to Cards for Humanity. Today we do a card of the day. This would be August 19th, 2016, one day after the partial lunar eclipse for the full moon in Aquarius. So if you're in Aquarius or you have a lot of Uranus in your chart, you probably feel a lot going on, and if you don't, you may over the next week. In any event, today we're going to do based on our card for humanity would be the Fool. I'm going to do the Tetragrammaton to find what area or what Kabbalistic world we should focus our attention on, and I'll go into that in a moment. And then we'll do the card of the day from the tarot deck, and then I'll also do a card of the day from an oracle deck. The tarot I'm using today is the Morgan Greer. I'm sure you're familiar with this background. And then the oracle deck is called the Archetype cards. They're really cool, and they are by Carolyn Miss, and they are published by Hay House. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on the Tetragrammaton. I'm just going to do a basic shuffle and see what happens for us today. We use us as the Fool because the major arcana is meant to be the Fool's journey. So the goal here is to give a general view or a general review or look into where our energies need to be focused, and that's for us as humanity, depending on how you look at it, sentient life form. So this first draw is to find us in wherever we end up today, based on our shuffling and what the energies say. In what Kabbalistic world, meaning what area of life we need to focus. So, starting here in Axaluth, and then we've got Yetzirah, we've got Bria, and then we've got Asya. So Atziluth is this first one that you can't really see. And Atziluth is the area that involves spirituality, creativity, action, career, things of that nature. So fire, the highest element. So let's see if we're in here. I'm going to go through each of these cards to see if the Fool is here and in what position. And the Fool is not in Atziluth. So our focus next is going to Bria. Bria is the world of emotions, intuition, relationships, love, things of that nature. Spirituality, deep intuitive spirituality with the unconscious. So we'll see if we end up here. Yep, here we are. So this is the Fool card for this deck. And we received it in reverse. And in the world of Bria, the Kabbalistic world of Bria. So basically this is saying that we might be looking into, relationships. We might be approaching relationships from an immature perspective. Perhaps you are wanting an answer right away, or you're wanting things your way, straight away. Perhaps you are expecting much more than can be expected from another party. It could also be that you have expectations for the way someone should act that they're not acting, and you're maybe starting off on the relationship and you're not sure whether it's a go or not. You're not used to the behavior that they're portraying. So in this card, and today, what I do believe is that this is us kind of floundering about in the world of love relationships. So just keep in mind that everybody's different, that it's not always a fairy tale. So don't always go for, the Cinderella story. Not everybody always lives happily ever after. And that all parties are individual people with their own identities. So when you come to a relationship, just remember they're coming with their life circumstances and their soul and their person and personality and ego, and you're doing the same. And try to meet some kind of common ground on that. Okay, so that's it for the Tetragrammaton. Now let's get these back and shuffle them again. And then we'll see what the card of the day is. 7 times, lucky number. I think that's 7. Right. What bit of advice, what bit of wisdom can these cards provide for us today? Ooh, what flipped over here? Ah, okay. So today, and it's not surprising, we have the Page of Swords, and we have him in reverse. So the page, there you go. The page is basically messages, communication, first contact, things like that. And swords have to do with thought, communication, academia, logic. Not a lot of emotion there. So it's very possible that either you or someone in your life is not communicating on their best, in their best way today. Maybe a little more diplomacy could be incorporated into your conversations and communications today. Remember, it is an air symbol, and air is the element of Uranus and Aquarius, so keep that in mind. Communications might be a little bit off, and communications might be abrupt today, coming to you and coming from you. So just keep in mind to slow down, use your words frugally, which I'm not today, and consider how what you're saying is coming across, if it can be understood, if it's being communicated as you intended. Okay? And if someone is not, it could very possibly that somebody is communicating to you today in a way that seems harsh or non-diplomatic or, what's the word? Perfunctory. Just understand that those are the energies today, and that we're all guilty of that from time to time. So let it slide, go with the flow. Okay? So that is the card of the day for the tarot. Now we're going to do the oracle. These are great. 7 times. Last time. Okay. What part of our ego is possibly helping or hindering us today? And we got Prince, but we got Prince in reverse. So Prince is an archetype. And on these archetypes, there's a light attribute and a shadow attribute. So when I pull it and it comes out in reverse, I read the shadow attribute. But I'll read both of them. The light attribute is romantic charm and potential for power. The shadow attribute is using power for self-aggrandment. So don't misuse your power. Don't manipulate people with your charm. Do everything as you possibly can. Do everything as altruistically and honestly as you possibly can. And if there's a tendency where someone's coming at you today with this type of personality, listen to everything. Listen to not only the words that are being said, but try to use your intuition and listen to the motivation behind the words that are being said. Okay? So that's it for the reading. This is my first time doing this, so I apologize if I'm wordy and blah, blah, blah. Hopefully they will improve, but I thought I'd give it a shot. It helps me practice in a new art that I'm very excited about and want to learn more about and expand and grow. So thank you for your time. It's been a long video, and I will try it again tomorrow and hopefully be a little bit more clear, direct, and frugal with my words. Okay, thanks very much. Have a good day.